It's been a long road. Does this live up to everything you've been, why you did all the work you did?
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be part of this club. I truly feel blessed to be here. Today was awesome. It was a milestone, and but just the beginning, right? This was the goal is much bigger than that, right? When you're doing this stuff, right? Like the rehab process, yeah, it's getting back, and I'm just eternally grateful for it. But the opportunity that sits here with this team and this ball club is so special. So it's just another box checked, and just gonna keep going.
Yes. Be that, I think at one point, 10, you get 10 first pitch, strikes. To be that fish, just where do you think that all the work that you did, where do you think that comes from?
And a lot of awesome people around me. You know what I mean? A lot of people helping me out along the way. A lot of people pouring into me, helping me in ways, right, to think about how I can be better when I come back. And grateful. I mean, so many people to name, but I mean, even going back to last year in Detroit, there were so many conversations that we had while my arm was in a sling, saying, "Okay, like who pitcher I want to be, the pitcher I know I can be. How do we attack some of this stuff?" And to the conversations with the guys here, right, and Carl and Joe and Brad and the whole staff. So, it's a lot of credit that's not for me, but for a lot of people.
The fans didn't really know much about you until tonight. How cool was it to get that standing ovation?
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. It was really special to have that. And this the energy in this ballpark, has always been palpable, even when playing here on the visiting side. It's it's always formidable, right? It's so it was special to have that.
First start, I need time to hear and everything else. Does it compare at all?
It does. It does. It does. I was out there on the mound getting cotton mouth and stuff in that first inning, and I had nerves just like it felt similar to that. I think my wife told me last night, I was like we were counting up the days. It was 422 days since my last one or something like that. And every one of those days was a blessing, right? Would have wished that upon anybody, but man, so much good came from it. And it was special. Another box checked, but it's still, goal, we all have a goal collectively.
You start dropping the first pitch. That a sign everything's working out good.
I mean, yeah, Bo called a great game. All that being said, like Bo was awesome behind the plate. That was our first time playing catch together, right? Like, so, I think it speaks to his, how he can, his aptitude, right? Like the way he goes about it and the way he caught on to everything, as it was happening, right? We were just rolling and rolling and rolling, and he was nails back there. It was awesome. So, I mean, pitching's reading swings, and understanding what comes next after that. So, a lot of credit to Bo back there, and man, we also had some really great defense. Between John Kenzie and Will, and infielders were solid. It was really good.
Not to say that you didn't appreciate every time you were on the mound before all these obstacles came up, but when they say like absence makes the heart grow fonder, does like did you feel yourself like did this hit a little bit harder being out there that you're just enjoying that having the opportunity to just pitch?
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Um, when after I got surgery 2 days after I pitched, and just because we were in Texas, and I trust Dr. Meister, he was awesome, and it was like faster we can get it done, faster we get back out here, and within about 3 4 days, I was sitting in Cle Elum, Washington, up in the mountains, just in a sling, sitting there going, man, this hasn't really even hit it, sunk in, and it didn't need to sink in, right? Like it was what needed to happen, but you know, you think about those times and you're like, man, it's every day that passed, right? Every day that passed, spring training passed, and from, Scott laying out the best plan forward, thinking about what's going to be best for, you know, us and the best opportunity. And um, it's hard, you know, and you sit there and you're like, man, I should be at spring training, but I'm thrown here at Eastside Catholic High School. You know what I mean? And you know, all the catch partners that I usually have are out, you know, and I'm throwing to some amazing people that are, you know, done playing, or, you know, some amazing high school catchers and so on and so forth. Right. And opening day rolls around, right? And you're just like, it's we knew the plan and knew what was in my heart. Doesn't mean it was easy, but it makes you miss it, you know. And there'll be a time and a place to watch baseball from the couch, but I don't think it's in the near future. I do believe I have a lot more ahead of me, and was really grateful for as hard as those days were, you know. No, in my heart knew what was ahead, and you know, tonight had a special place because of that.
The authenticity, how you describe that, but how when you put it through your rehab, how did you maintain a competitive edge when you're not for so long, but knowing that hey, you're working back and get to a spot where you're going to have to be really competitive?
Just be the best version of myself every single day, like whatever, and more just like what it is today. What can I do today? Like, what's my plan? What are my reps? Whether it's in rehab and throwing, and in my workouts, and we're just going to be, you know, absolute, just execute every single one. And you know, with that, it comes a level of, you know, you have to be brutally honest with yourself too, and say, okay, what did I do today, and how can I do it better tomorrow? And uh, God bless my wife. You know, she's the mother of four, and she homeschools and runs an international nonprofit, and she's a part-time psychologist too, right? So she heard a lot of me, you know, uh, of talking through those things. But it's being brutally honest and saying, okay, now here's the next day. What do I have to execute? And just doing that day after day. You know, we're gonna do it again tomorrow too.
How old are your kids?
My oldest daughter just turned 7. My oldest son turns 5 on Monday, and then we have twins that are 2. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Good job.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just, what do you say from seeing what it was? You've been around long.
Yeah. 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 No, I've had the opportunity to. I mean, I think one of the greatest guys was Francisco Rodriguez, and I got to watch him for a couple of years, and he had a huge impact on my career. I'm so grateful for the time around him, but getting to watch him every single day was special. And I got to see him at the tail end, right? Watching what Clase did today is, I mean, it's to go 4 in a row. He's one of a kind. It's special. Well, what people are witnessing with him is really, really special. And I know Cleveland's accustomed to some amazing bullpens over these years when, you know, and unfortunately, you know, I got to watch it from the wrong side firsthand, right? When that ball was flipped in the 6th or 7th, it was like, oh man. But what Clase is doing is really special, and everyone needs to take notice because it's amazing. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Hey, bro.